Hey guys, welcome back to Disrespect Disc Golf, and welcome back to another episode of the Color Bag Challenge. And this is level 5. Only a couple more levels after this. The goal today is going to be 3 under par, and this is the good old pink and purple bag. Let me show you what I'm bagging today. Alright, so for approach disc, we've got the bang zone. We've also got the berg. So that'll be pretty interesting. The bang zone and the berg. For putters, I'm probably going to be putting with this popcorn today, base plastic. Then I've got a pure, and I've also got a marble. This is kind of like cotton candy color, so I decided I'd use it for the pink and purple. Alright, moving on to the mids. The first one is going to be a Rancho Rock. Next up in stability is going to be a Rock X3. Then from there, I've got a really cool dyed Rock 3. And after that, I've got 2 Makos. So I've got a Innova X Out Mako, and then I've got a G-Star Mako. This Mako is kind of straight, and this one is very flippy. That's it for the mids. Okay, for the fairways, I only have a couple of them. The first one is going to be this Lone Star Frio, very stable, 7-speed. Then I've got a Getaway, which I actually bagged this disc, so it's nice to have today. I know exactly what it does. I also bagged this one, the Vandal. I decided to use it for the pink just because the rim is pink, so it looks pink in my bag. Love this disc, very flippy. It's super windy today, so this might be good for tailwind shots. And then I've got a Pro Valkyrie. This thing is like 150 grams or something like that. It is crazy light, crazy flippy. That's it for the fairways, and on to the distance drivers. Okay, so for whatever reason, I have a lot of pink and purple distance drivers, so most of this bag is drivers. From most stable to most understable. First up is going to be the Rive. Very beefy, I'll probably be using this a lot today. Then I've got a Wraith. From there I've got a Grace, Supreme Trespass, beat up Star Wraith, which I bagged this one. I also bagged this one, the Goliath Slingshot. And then I've got a Star Turn. Last but not least, I also bagged this one, my very flippy beat up Royal Grace. So that is it for the bag today. Gonna be leaning on stable disc because it's very, very windy. So let's see if I can shoot 3 under par off the hole 1. I'm not exactly sure what date this video is going to drop, but the day I'm filming this, as of yesterday, is when I played the red bag, and it was like no wind out here at all. Today it's like a consistent 15 to 20 mile wind, so stable disc, starting out with the Rive.
Alright guys, I'm in the booth again, commentating over most of the video today. Again, it's super windy. Threw my Rive, landed pretty short.
Honestly, I'm definitely thinking about laying this one up, depending on how far I am, just because I'm not taking a bogey with this wind.
Alright, so I'm putting with the Hardy popcorn from Clash all day today, and I'm not going to risk taking a bogey, so just a simple pitch up, take my par, and move on, play smart golf. I don't want to be in a hole already.
Alright, usually for this hole I do a backhand, but for most of this series I've gone with a flex forehand and it's worked out really well, so I'm going to do the same thing with the stable Wraith.
And unfortunately, I did not turn this one as much as I was hoping to, and it faded out pretty early on the right side. Just did not put enough anhyzer on it. And this approach is super windy, just going around the big bush, and it gets a nice little curl right up to the basket. So even par through 2 holes, good pace so far. Just want to keep that rolling. Hole 3. I've also been liking the flex forehand with this, so I'm going with the Frio. Basket is straight ahead and a little bit to the right. And again, just trying to flex this. It didn't quite come out and give me the skip I was looking for. So I've got a circle 2 putt, probably 65, maybe 70 feet. Trying to give it a soft bid, but another tap in, and that's good. These are the holes that I'm okay with par. Hole 4, I'm going to forehand this slingshot. The play here to kind of get a lot of distance. And I turn it just a little bit because of the headwind. but it gets down past pin high. So, and this shot, I'm honestly just trying to lay up the bank zone, and it almost goes in somehow, but it leaves me with a big comebacker, and that was a big mistake to take a bogey there. Should not have happened. Pretty frustrated with that one. Hole 5, going with the X out Mako 3. Just trying to pipe it right up the gap, and I pull it left. Thankfully get the best kick in the world right back out to the fairway. And I'm going with the Hardy popcorn for the approach shot here. Kind of get lucky through that gap. I was trying to go to the left of that big tree, but that worked out somehow. And cash the par putt. Remain at 1 over par. In the woods now, going with the flippy beat up pure. This thing was on a great line until that tree. I thought it was past it. It was going to be parked, but it's hard to not hit trees on this hole. Another par. And hole 7 now. This one's a par 4. This one I've been getting a birdie on almost every single round, I think, of the Color Bag Challenge. And so, going with the Frio. Just want to get something way far to the left. Thankfully, I miss all the trees. And I'm almost pin high for the eagle look. The basket is like 20 feet in front of me. It's hard to see. But just pitch up. I'm not going to try to run the eagle, not do anything stupid. Just lay that up and take the tap in birdie. So, back to even par. I finally erased that bogey and back on track now. Hole 8, going with my really stable Wraith. It's downhill, so I'm just trying to throw this on the right side. And I didn't think it was going to fade, but then it caught edge. Gives me a super nice skip, and I've got a birdie look. So, chance to go 1 under par here. And I do. Cash that. That was a good pace because the back 9 is easier, so I want to be able to finish this hole with a par or maybe birdie. Going with the trespass, trying to get aggressive. And the headwind absolutely turns it over. I thought it was going to be in the water. It skipped out barely. And I've never been in this position on this hole. I'm kind of like on hole 10's fairway, actually. And got a headwind, so I'm just trying to chip up the bang zone and leave myself a short look. It was just crazy windy. And I thought I was going to skip to the right, but the wind just held it straight. And now in my head, I'm thinking that's a bogey and going to be back to even par if I don't save this putt. But I do save it. That was one of the best putts of the day, if not the best, to keep me in a good mental spot. That very well could be the best save of the day so far. I felt a tailwind. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to lift it up, give it enough height, jam it right at the chains. The tailwind might drop it a little bit, and bang, right in the heart of the chains. That was such a good par save. I should have thrown the Rive because I threw the Rive second, and it was like 15 feet away. So I'm going to throw the Rive here on this hole, I think. All right, I am indeed going with the Rive. This disc is just so pretty. Yeah, I just want to throw something stable just because of how windy it is. So I just trust it out to the right side, and it almost goes in a little bit high, but definitely an ace run. That was an ace run. See, I love doing this challenge just because it like forces me to throw new discs that I haven't thrown. I got that Rive probably like a year ago, and threw it a couple times like in the field. And I was like, this is way too stable. I'm not going to use this, etc. And then, my arm speed has increased a little bit, so I'm able to throw the disc faster. So now that Rive, it's not like one of the crazy beefy Rives, so my arm speed is not like a pro level, but it's still stable. I mean, it's a Rive, so, but it holds up. Like if you're throwing in heavy winds like this, that thing is never going to turn over. And it might even find a spot in the bag. I don't know. That was really good, and it feels good in my hand too. All right, at the last second here, I decided to run it because I was confident I could at least hit metal, and thankfully I at least hit the flag stick. Otherwise, that could have been a double bogey if I went in the water. So, giving the pole some love there. Throwing the Rive again on a forehand. Freaking gosh, dude. So bad, man. And as you can tell, I was super mad. Maybe I won't bag the Rive. All right, now I've got to do some scrambling with the bang zone and try to save par. I did get up farther up the fairway than I thought, So a little pitch up and give me some metal. A little tap in, par. That's what we like to see.
All right, 6 holes left. Got to get 2 birdies. Sitting at 1 under par right now. The goal is 3 under. I was really hoping to birdie that last one. I just absolutely turfed it. This one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one are all birdieable. Really the hardest ones from here on to birdie will be 16 and maybe 17, but the rest are gettable, so I can definitely still do it. Just got to make sure I choose my disc right and get my angles right because the wind is not letting up.
All right, going with the Wraith here. Just trying to throw this out on the right side, but I get it kind of nose up and it just goes way left. I was wanting to have that way lower.
Okay, so I threw the Wraith off the drive there, and right after that I'm like, oh, I'll just throw the Rive for fun. And I'll show you guys up here. The Rive looks like it's under the basket. Like, I don't know why I'm just not throwing that on like every hole besides hole 11, which I turfed on a forehand. So it's just, it's agreeing with me for backhands, not forehands right now. I'm pretty sure that's like under the basket though.
All right, just want to give this one like a little soft bid, see if I can't make it. Get metal again.
And here's the Rive. Absolutely par 2 with the second drive.
All right, still 1 under par. This one is definitely one that I would like to get. Going with the Frio again. It's been reliable all day long. And I get a nice skip at the end, and it rolls pretty close. So I got maybe 10 or 12 feet here for the birdie. Yes, sir. Only 1 off the goal now.
Let's go, baby. 2 under.
All right, that brings us to hole 14 now. Going with a slingshot, just trying to bite off a lot of distance because it's a par 4. And unfortunately, I kind of turned this one over. And it's up on the right side there. But it gives me enough distance where I can still get up and down for the birdie. So I'm trying to go over the top with this Rive now. Just trying to throw something fast and stable. And not the best throw at all. Didn't even get around the tree. But it still does leave me a birdie putt. Outside circle. And I really wanted that one to go 3 under there, but it didn't happen. Here we go, the birdie machine. I think both birdies I've had today have been with the Frio. So I'm forehanding it here. The wind takes it. I thought it was deep or maybe OB, but it wasn't. Cash that.
All right, so I'm finally at my goal, 3 under par. 3 holes left to go. Just gotta get par of those 3 holes, and I'm home free.
All right, hole 16 now, going with the Rive. And for some reason, the headwind totally flipped this thing way over. I was like, what the heck just happened? It was just getting windier and windier at this point in the round, which was not really good for my psyche, but trying to just push through and save par. This one goes a little deep and had a nervy comebacker here. Thankfully, putter's been true all day long.
This headwind is ripping. I can barely move the camera up.
Yeah, I had to take the hat off just because the wind was just ripping so much. The Wraith actually goes pretty far.
I still can't believe on that last hole that I threw my Rive and the wind flipped it all the way over. That was just ridiculous. I'm gonna have a putt. This is like 60 feet, maybe. Yeah, I got a birdie chance right here.
All right, so I'm left with a makeable birdie putt here, just trying to give it a soft run. It's a little bit off, but gonna take a par going into the last hole.
All right, last hole, got a par it. Seems like there's a headwind on every hole. This is just absolutely absurd. Surprise, gonna go with the Rive again. I don't really have that many discs that are like crazy stable, so I'm only throwing a few today just because it's so windy. So I wish I could show you guys all the rest of the discs that are in this pink and purple bag, but sometimes the weather says otherwise.
All right, it's a headwind, so I'm throwing the Rive, hoping it's gonna flip a little bit, and it doesn't. So it flipped before, and now it just acted really stable. Here's a bonus shot with the trespass, which was absolutely perfect. Got some nice turn to it, and probably ended up like around 380. So now I'm going to the farther basket, not the close one you see. I'm trying to air this out, and it gives me a big skip way to the left up there. And so I just smartly lay this one up and tap it out to beat it.
All right, guys, that's gonna do it for the video. Good old pink and purple bag conquered. Let's go. Next level is gonna be level 6, black and white discs. That's gonna be a fun challenge as well. Also gonna be back here for the next level for the black and white. The goal is gonna be 4 under par from this same layout. So come back for that one. That'll be the next vid. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, share with your friends, all that good stuff. And if you haven't already, check out the other videos in this series. It's a really fun series I've been doing. That's it for now, guys. See you in the next one.